Testing. Alright, we are back with some more Elestrals openings. Just gonna fix my camera angle here a little bit. So, 2 orders from local game stores from the Discord just came in. First we got our order from Paladin Games, so shout out to them. And then we also got our order from MadTown Hobby. So, we're going to be opening both of those up today, and we're going to do some little bit of stellar hunting and just, you know, having some fun. So, for the MadTown order, we got 2 Imperawatt starter decks and 2 of the Cryoscorch starter decks, as well as a handful of the Stellar Flare Blisters, because I want to have more Stellar Flare Mines for my decks. What needs to be turned up? My volume or the music or what? How does that sound? Does that sound better? Are we sounding good? Are we ready to rip and tear into packs? That's actually about the highest it can go on OBS, so I can't really take it much higher without actually talking louder. Alright. So we're gonna start with the MadTown order. We're gonna start cracking open some booster or starter decks and check for some stellar in those, and then open up the packs. So I think we're gonna start with Cryoscorch, both of those decks, and then we'll go from there. These were supposed to come in yesterday, but apparently they didn't show up because they said nobody was home and they needed a signature, which I don't know, that's a first for me, but whatever. Alright, we got 3 packs and we have the starter deck. Put the play guide back later, and I'll put the deck back in the box when we're done opening it. Let's go ahead and crack open the decks and set them out so that we don't have to keep opening stuff in between. Not going to be a super long opening today. We're going to probably split this up for the YouTubes. If you're not following, check out my YouTube channel, Eclipse Moonglow. Well, we've got a bunch of openings, including showing off a couple of the Stellars we've pulled in the past. Hopefully we're going to be adding to those clips here today. Cryoscorch number 2. And we'll get to the Imperawatt stuff in a minute, so we're going to open up the decks first. And, real quick, look through, see if we get a Stellar Cryoling, and pull out a couple of the good cards for use in other decks. Cellophane doesn't want to rip. Alright. First deck, let's get this out of the way. Alright, so we have our Hollow Cryoscorch, comes with every deck, and no Stellar Cryoling with this one. That's okay. We have plenty of other really good stuff in this deck that we wanted. Ambrosia, Circle the Sky, Keons. Gorgons are very good. Tsunamis and Chains as well. put spirits and the rest of the stuff on the deck aside, and we'll just move our other pulls to the side for other stuff later. Put in decks and everything. Gonna go with the second Cryo Scorch deck now. Alright. Pull the rule card out. Alright. And no cryoling in this one. Okay. Well, that's fine. We wanted a bunch of the other stuff, plus we got packs out of this, so. And then spirits. Alright, let's go ahead and get into some of the packs. We got 6 packs, 3 from each of the decks so far. Let's see if these are going to bring us any cracked luck like they have before. I do hope to pull a cryoling at some point. I've got a couple more decks to open later, but for this order, no dice on those. But we'll still have chances for the Snow Waddles. So we got Rise from the Depths, Cryovern, Penguot. Let me readjust that so it's a little bitter. Atlantis, Nimbug, Narpoon, Giraflora, Frostmite, Terratlas, and a Polaracne non-hollow. So no big hit in that pack. That is perfectly okay. We still have plenty to go. Spirit in the front, 2 to the back. Sharkoon, Scepter of Keon, Avalanche, Nimbug, Narpoon, Giraflora, Frostmite, Boloi Forest, Flurmine, and a Comagma. So let's talk about Daybreak a little bit. We're about 4 or 5 days into Daybreak reveals, and the third set is going to be nuts. Morfrost Indus, Frigicub, Island, Narpoon, Giraflora, Frostmite. We've seen that combination 3 times in a row now. Snowaddle, Flurmine, and a Vertilith. I kind of spoiled that a little bit before I pulled it, but that is okay. It's a little bit miscut. Got a much thicker border there on the right side, but hey, we got a hollow. Grab ourselves a sleeve and sleeve that up. So far we just had the first wind reveals for Daybreak, and Windburn is going to be a very strong deck going forward. Now that they have their own Toxeon, it's going to be fairly nuts to just start burning with Tower of the Winds and Exaltair. Solar is also going to be really, really fun. I am in love with the Solar Nexus of Lustragon. It is gorgeous, and it is a dog puppy, and you will never be able to tell me otherwise. Race to the top, we need a few more of those. Babloon, Psynectar, Morfrost Lichen, Vipyro, and a Poison Nectar. I definitely want to build the Wolf Puppy deck. It is gorgeous. That full art is incredible, and the Nexus potential with that deck is going to go crazy. 2 at the back. Sharkoon, Scepter, Avalanche, Frostmite, Snowaddle, Mount Olympus, Cockatoodle, Babloon, Flurmine, and a non-hollow Cryoscorch. Some of these packs have a little bit of damage on the top of the cards here, but not enough to really get upset about. Alright, last pack from the Cryoscorch deck. So far we've only hit 1 hollow. So maybe the Imperawatt decks will give us a little more luck. 2 to the back. Rhinoceros, Terrasail. Terrasail is another one that I've kind of been playing around with in Windburn, because being able to Nexus and then special cast another Nemisail for shenanigans is really good. Findust, Platypulse, Dratagua, Giraflora, Frostmite, Snowaddle, Leviathan, and a Dracodoodle. Only one holo out of those decks, but that's okay. Also not sure if Dracodoodle is going to stay in Windburn with, what was the new Toxivenom, I think it was, Elestral. That thing is strong with the new Wind Toxion. So, gonna move on to the next 2 decks, Imperawatts. Yes, if you look at Lustragon, its full art looks like it's a dragon, but it also has like the face of a dog. So I will now forever call it a wolf puppy, or a dragon puppy, and nobody can change my mind. It is a puppy dragon, and I love it. I haven't played with Dracodoodle yet, but I do have a deck built with it. I just haven't had a chance to experiment with that deck yet. But that is basically going to be, it's part of my Windburn deck build for the moment. Right, I said I was going to, I'm not going to put those back in these boxes. I'm going to put them mixed in with the rest of my extra starter deck stuff. So yeah, if I said wolf puppy, I meant dragon puppy for Lustragon. But it is just a big old ball of fluff and gives golden retriever energy, and I am all for that. Die. A little bit of cardboard. More cardboard and plastic. Alright, so we have 6 packs now and 2 Imperawatt decks to open up. So now it's time to see if we're going to get a Snowaddle Stellar. I have not pulled a Stellar out of any of the starter decks yet. Cryoling would be my number 1 that I would want for Frostfall, but eventually I'd like to see about trying to get some more Majesty first edition and Kickstarter decks, because I love the Sluggle line as well. There we go. Move that aside. Alright. There's the Holo Imperawatt from the starter deck. And no Stellar Snowaddle. Not a big deal. Definitely wanted some of the pieces out of this too. Astrabbits, Boombats are nice. Some more Nogs, Ambrosias, Resting on Your Laurels are definitely hard to get a hold of. A couple more Thunderstorms, Divine Blessing, and Shield of Achilles. I think there was better runes and stuff in this deck than there were in the Cryoscorch decks. And it's also still amazing that we have not seen a single Stellar Cryoscorch pulled yet out of all the Frostfall boxes that have shipped out. And you know there's still hope for maybe pulling one of those. Stellar Cryoscorch 1 of 10, be the first in the world to pull it. Would be crazy. I don't know what cellophane they use to wrap these, but man, they got a really good cellophane. There we go. Alright. Imperawat into regular Snowaddle. Again, no worries. Wanted pieces from these decks anyways, because there's a lot of good cards in these decks. It's a good way to get Keon without having to gamble on pulling the full arts and then getting some of the runes that are really popular and really strong is also a nice bonus. Alright, on to the Imperawat packs. So, Cryoscorch didn't really give us much from its booster packs, only the single Lavalith up there. So let's see if Imperawat's going to be a little bit nicer to us. 2 to the back. Avalanche, Blizzard, Cornucopia, Mountains of Boreas. Funglow is a fun little guy. Fun fact about Funglow, apparently in my big box opening that I opened 3 boxes. I kept calling Funglow a fun little guy, and in that video I mentioned how it'd be cool if Funglow was one of the Stellars in this set. And then I think a day or 2 later after I recorded that and streamed it, somebody pulled Stellar Funglow. So that was great timing on my part, I guess. Ursacote, Lycaris, and that's a reverse Stellar Ursacote. Okay, well that definitely made up for all the Cryoscorch non-hits. I'm grabbing a sleeve. So that's the 3rd reverse Stellar that I've pulled. The first one just out of a blister pack. So reverse Stellars, a lot of the normal Stellars I'll grab, unlike the regular Stellars where the holo pattern is around the Elestral and the ones are normally serialized. Reverse Stellars are not quite as rare. They're about 3 times as likely as a regular Stellar, but the foil pattern is on the Elestral rather than on the background. And then they're not serialized. So there's more than 99 of these in existence, but they're still incredibly rare. And we just pulled one out of a blister from a starter deck. So let's go. No matter what happens in the rest of these starter decks, that is probably going to be the best pull unless we somehow get a regular Stellar to go with the reverse Stellar. I'm going to put the bear right up here. Keep it in view. That's a great way to start the packs from this deck. And then we actually pulled a regular Ursacote in the same pack with it, so you can actually see the difference in the art and the coloration on the Elestral. That is awesome. Sweet. Keep you up there and keep going. Alright. The last time I pulled reverse Stellars, I got 2 in 1 box. I got the Ursacote and I got an Abominursa, which I was able to trade off because it was not something I was looking at keeping at the moment, but you know, I might have to make a set for myself at some point. Panzer, Smoky, Riceros, Cockatoodle, Bubloon, Cyanectar, Morfrost, Ursicle, Vipyro, and an Iwooly. Ironically enough, Iwooly is the only rare that I did not pull up until this point, and I got one tossed into a trade from my Stellar Maw Station, but now I have one of my own, so I had a feeling something like that was going to happen. But you know what? Hey, that's fine. Now we have a couple. Now we have an extra. And thank you, by the way, Jake, for the follow. I just noticed that. I don't have alerts set up on OBS, but I do have my OBS open, and I did see that follow. So thank you very much. Two to the back. Panzer, Smoky, Riceros. I think we saw the same 3 in the last pack. Dratagua, Abominursa, Cryling, Terratlas, and Morfrost Abominable Form. Abominable Form is a really good card. I still need to finish putting my own Morfrost idea to paper for the contest in the Discord. I'll be posting that probably later today. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's probably already been posted, but yeah, I'm going to be participating in the contest to design a new Morfrost form. So, gonna get that done later. Giraflora, Frostmite, Leviathan. You're kidding me. You're actually kidding me. Another Reverse Stellar Ursacoat. In 3 decks. Or in 2 decks from the... I don't know words anymore. But that's 2 Ursacoats. I have no words. There's a nice little stellar symbol right there on his jacket there, but holy crap. What is going on? We still have 2 packs, so that if that was set up correctly, then that was one of those Ursacoats in each deck. And we still have 2 packs to go from the Imperawatt decks. At least these ones. What in the world? Hey. I'm not a duck, I'm a Trico. I'm kidding. But no, that's actually nuts. I don't know what to say about that because I've not seen that yet, I don't think. Catarant, Lycaris, and a Glaciursa. So I've seen a lot of decks where people were getting 2 and 3 full arts in one deck. Or like 2 full arts and a holo. I don't think I've seen decks where you get a reverse stellar and then just regular rares. This is wild. And I still haven't pulled an Ursical stellar. That's exactly how I feel when I pull something. When I see somebody pull something, I'm like, oh, that looks awesome. I want it. But I'm really happy that you got it because it's super cool to see. Smoky, Giraflora, Frostmite, Ursical, Morfrost Lichen, Cynectar, Flurmine, and a Gigaflora. Yeah, so from those 2 decks, we only pulled the 2 Ursicals, and from the 6 packs in the Cryoscorch decks, we got the Vertilith. Yeah, and I still haven't pulled the Full Art Error Stellar. I have not pulled the Stellar Imperawatt at all, and I am 4+ boxes deep. It's kind of silly. I mean, I've said several times I don't want the Stellar, and that other people that get it, I'm glad that they got it. I really don't want it. Like, it'd be great to have for collector's purposes, just for being like, hey, this happened in the past, haha, but it is not something that I've been like, oh, I really want to get that Imperawatt Stellar. If I get one from a, like, Frost Shattered Stars pack, then I'll go nuts. But right now I'm just going to open up all the blisters that I got from MadTown. And by the way, all these decks that you're seeing right now, these were all purchased from MadTown Hobby. So check out MadTown for the crazy pulls, I guess. The last blister packs I got from MadTown, I hit like 4 full arts in just blister packs. Oh, the Stellar Flurmines put in the Frost decks. Well, in the good Frost decks anyway. I think I've got a set of them in Morfrost, and I've got a set of them in Shivaroar so far, but I've got a couple other decks that I've made that are just kind of little fun throws together. I kind of built a kind of offshoot of Thunder Nexus, but it runs the Imperawatt line. So it's Thunder Nexus, but worse. But also at the same time, it's a little more. It's got a little frost induced into it. Just because a friend wanted me to build a penguin deck, so I was like, okay, what can I do with penguins? One thing I'm really missing for building an actual Thunder Nexus is the Toxion's, but might pick up some Shattered Stars just to get the alt art ones. Alright, last blister from MadTown opening up now. Alright, just gonna set our Stellar Flare stuff aside. These guys are still on the screen, right? Leave those there. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 packs from the blisters to open. So let's see if these are going to be just as cracked as they have been in the past, or if the starter decks are just going to blow everything away today. Also, I'm not going to lie, I kind of saw the little tease of the stellar pattern, the foil pattern on the edge of the card for that second Earth Coat, and I was just thinking, there's no way as I open that pack. So try to keep these a little more closed so I don't sneak a peek and spoil myself anymore. Fungalow's a fun little guy. Paleoth, Flurmine, and a Galaxair. I think Galaxair is one of the rares I don't have a whole lot of either. I don't know how much I'm going to use it. I might throw 1 or 2 into like Windburn, but don't have a use for it at the moment. I do want to build the Hiboofen deck just for Shiggles. Cryovern, Penguat, Nemisail. So yeah, what I was talking about Terrasail earlier, just throwing that into, splashing that into Windburn right now to have, to bring out Nemisail just for extra healing, just to keep it up. And there's an interesting little spot on the side of the card here. See if I can get a good look at that. Yeah, right there, right by my finger here. Interesting little print mistakes. Cerebral, Cyprong. Ooh, I think I just saw something. Tadflow, Catarant, Tiratless.